If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button. It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button. It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. Aries ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 5th house. This is where you're going to have culminations and endings. And there is a big potential for drama. The 5th house is a fun house. You probably feel like you have not been having any fun lately. Since the 5th house is a relationship house, you're one of the signs that has a huge potential for romantic drama. If there's a love triangle going on with you and your lover, and you didn't know about it, this is the time that you're going to discover. This is the time that it's going to be revealed, and it's not going to be pretty. Venus is the planet that rules your descendant. The descendant is the area of partnerships, marriage, and committed relationships. So as you can see, 5th house issues and 7th house issues, this is area of relationships. I suggest you go back to the previous video, watch the whole introduction. You're going to get a better understanding of what's most likely going to happen in your relationships. Everything is in that video. So if you have issues of jealousy, obsession, and manipulation, everything is going to be highlighted at this time. Everything is going to get heated. Your ruling planet Mars is square both luminaries. That is a very irritating aspect. It brings conflict, anger, and irritation. So just watch out for your temper. So keep in mind, if you or your partner has been keeping secrets, they will be revealed at this time, and you'll be ready for competition. Since the 5th house is also the house of luck, if you've been trying your hand at the lottery, some people could have a big win at this time. After all, this full moon is trine your ascendant. On the other hand, if it's aspecting certain planets in your horoscope in a negative way, this is the time that some people could lose a lot of money if they gamble. Keep this in mind. This is a very volatile time, and you might be the one who is aggravated and starts shit. So you are the one who actually really needs to watch out for your temper and know when to pull back. If things get out of hand at this lunation, both parties have to watch out for violence, because the other person thinks they're right and you think you're right. So a relationship is very likely going to come to an end at this lunation. For people who are pregnant, it's very likely that they go into labor at this time. So be prepared and just be ready. The sun rules the sign of Leo. This is where you shine naturally. This is where this full moon is asking you to give attention. The Leo area in your chart has been somewhat neglected and is screaming for attention. Mars is conjunct Uranus in Taurus. Taurus is your 2nd house. This is all about money. Mars has been asking you to find unconventional ways or radical ways of making money. Now that your ruling planet is conjunct Uranus, you are the one making these changes. You are the one inviting these radical ways of making money, or a radical way of self-esteem or self-value. In order for you to get a better understanding of these transits and all these aspects, please listen to the whole introduction, part 1. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button. It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button. It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. Taurus ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 4th house. This is the area where you're going to have culminations and endings, and a big potential for some drama. The 4th house is an angle house. It is also known as the IC. In order for you to get a better understanding of these transits and all these aspects, please listen to the whole introduction, part 1. Whenever we have a lunation in the 4th house, you're definitely going to feel it. Taurus is a fixed sign. This T-square is in the fixed signs. So you're definitely going to feel this. Your IC, your 4th house, is where the full moon is, but it's also squaring your descendant, your relationship axis, and then also squaring your work area, your public area. And then there's an opposition to your home area. So you have a lot going on, Taurus. A full moon in the 4th house is very intense. If you had ongoing issues with your family or your mother, this is the time that these issues are going to come to a head and they'll have to be resolved. And if you've been harboring deep feelings of resentment and hurt, they're probably going to resurface at this time. And they're going to affect you in a very emotional way. It might be time for you to get some therapy or some type of counseling to heal these issues. These issues could involve some type of jealousy, resentment, or compulsive behavior, or perhaps some ongoing sibling rivalry, or some issues that have to do with your ancestors. Perhaps at this time you could find out more about your ancestry. If you're adopted, for some, this is the time that they could find their biological parents. Mars rules your descendant. At this time, he's square the luminaries. This could make your partner passive aggressive and very irritable. There could be quarrels and conflicts, and past issues may be brought back at this time. So if you've had ongoing issues with your marriage partner, business partner, or other committed relationships, they're going to come to a head at this time. And if there's been anything that's been going on behind the scenes, all that stuff is also going to be revealed. Venus, your ruling planet, is conjunct Pluto in Capricorn, which is your 9th house. This is a very intense conjunction. It's going to make you very intense and passionate about 9th house issues. Perhaps you've been trying to publish a book. This is the time that you're going to go ahead and give this book to your publisher for final printing. Perhaps you've been wanting to go to college for a while. This is the time that you're definitely going to make a decision, and you will choose a university to attend. And if you're one of those who's passionate about teaching, this is also the time that you're going to finally make that decision to go and get the education you need so that you can be doing something you're actually passionate about. Perhaps you've been wanting to go away for a vacation in a foreign country. This is the time that you're going to decide to do so. And maybe this is the perfect escape for you, considering all the things that are going on with you internally, emotionally, and with your relationship and your workplace. Maybe it's time for you to get away for a while. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. Gemini ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 3rd house. This is the area where you're going to have culminations and endings, and a big potential for some type of drama. If you didn't watch part 1 of this full moon discussion, I suggest you go to the previous video. There's a lot of information there, and you'll be able to place those aspects into your own natal birth chart. That way you will understand how it will affect you personally. The 3rd house is a communication house, and it rules our immediate environment, siblings, and our neighbors, and technology like computers and our cell phones. So if you've been having any type of issue with a communication device, this is the time that it's probably going to die on you. If you have a car that's been giving you problems, it could possibly die on you at this time. And if you've had ongoing issues with a sibling or a neighbor or anyone within your immediate environment, this is also the time that these quarrels and conflicts are going to come to a head, and there has to be some type of resolution, hopefully. If you put in the effort and apologize if you have to, there is a possibility for reconciliation, because your sign or because your ascendant is in sextile with this full moon. So there is an opportunity for some type of support or healing in relationships. On the positive side, if you had been in school, perhaps learning a language or a new skill, this is the time that you're going to complete your studies. And people who have been working on relationships, this is the time that they're going to find some type of compromise and some healing within those relationships. Just be careful. If you're arguing, make sure this argument does not escalate into some type of physical altercation. There is a huge possibility for the police to get involved. So know when to stop. Venus is conjunct Pluto in the sign of Capricorn, which is your 8th house. The 8th house is where we keep our secrets. So if you've been harboring any secrets from your intimate partner or your business alliances, this is the time all these things are going to be highlighted. They may resurface, they may be revealed. And if you had any secret dealings with other people's money, this is the time that these people are going to be looking at the details. Since the 8th house is also a relationship house, and all the other aspects of this full moon are indicating drama in relationships. Just be prepared for anything, especially if you've been cheating on a partner. If you have a love triangle going on, you're going to be discovered. If you're married or you're in a relationship, avoid manipulating the other person. Avoid possessiveness. Watch out for your compulsive behavior and possessive behavior. All these things are not going to be tolerated at this time. And if you're single, it's very likely that you're going to start a relationship at this time, because you're going to carry this attractive and magnetic energy about you. Just keep in mind that if you start a relationship at this time, your relationship is going to carry this energy. Unfortunately, for some people, this is also the moment they will receive a large bill that needs to be paid off. Your ruling planet, Mercury, is going to go retrograde just 2 days after this full moon. Mercury is at 26 degrees in Aquarius, which is trine your ascendant. So you do have some type of support here. You can control some of the things that could happen at this lunation. Just don't make any major decisions unless they're made for you. Because Mercury is going to go retrograde, you might not have all the information. So when your ruling planet is actually moving forward, this is the best time for you to make any major decisions about love or money. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. Cancer ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 2nd house. This is the area where you're going to have culminations or endings and a big potential for some type of drama. If you didn't watch part 1 of this full moon discussion, I suggest you go to the previous video. There's a lot of information there, and you'll be able to place those aspects into your own natal birth chart. That way you will understand how it will affect you personally. There could be a dramatic end with a job or a way of making money. This is the house of money, the things that we love and value. If you've had ongoing issues with a boss or perhaps a partner, things are going to come to a head at this time. And if you've had things going on at home with your family, things may be highlighted at this time. You might have to come to some type of conclusion or resolution. The moon is your ruling planet and it is in the sign of Leo. So you're a big part of this lunation. Cancer is always a big part of any lunation. This lunation is being squared by Mars. This square is going to make you very irritable, annoyed, and emotional. The sun rules Leo. This is the house where you shine naturally. This is the house that requires your attention at this lunation. This is the area where you want to have some love and joy. Venus is conjunct Pluto in Capricorn, your 7th house. This is the area which rules over marriage, committed relationship, business, and known enemies. If you've had ongoing issues in your relationship or your marriage, this is the time that all these issues are going to be highlighted. Your partner or yourself is going to feel very passionate and intense, and perhaps there will be some issues of jealousy and manipulation. If you haven't listened to the previous video, part 1 of this discussion, I suggest you go back to that video and listen to it, because there's much more information that I give in the first part of this video. If there's a love triangle going on in your relationship, this is the time that this relationship will be discovered. If your partner has been cheating on you, you're going to find out at this time. And if this has been going on for a while, and if you've been harboring these feelings of resentment towards your partner about the affair, this is the time you're going to say this is the time you're going to decide to end the relationship, partnership, or marriage. This lunation is in your 2nd house. Your 2nd house is also about your self-esteem. Perhaps all the things that have been going on in your marriage have made you start to feel a bit insecure and your self-esteem has been low. This is going to be highlighted at this time. Perhaps this is time for you to get out of this abusive relationship and you will start to feel better about yourself. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, it's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, it's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. Leo ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your first house. This is where you're going to have endings, culminations, and perhaps a huge potential for drama. The first house is an angle house. This is the house that rules your ascendant. Whenever we have a full moon conjunct the ascendant, we definitely feel the effects. There's a square aspect happening in the fixed signs. In your sign, Leo, Taurus, and Aquarius, which is going to enhance everything. Emotions and feelings are going to be very high at this time. If you haven't listened to part 1 of this discussion, I suggest that you go and listen to part 1, the previous video. That introduction has all the information that you need because this is your full moon. This is definitely about you. The ascendant is you. So perhaps you've been working on something with your body. This is the time that you're going to complete this work. Some of you could have been healing from plastic surgery. This is the time that you're going to be feeling better and you're ready to present your new look. Some of you may decide to do a total body makeover. You might decide to change your hair color or something like that. When you have a full moon conjunct the ascendant, this is you ending things about yourself. For some people, it could be bad habits or ending a bad relationship. It could be anything in the area of the fixed signs because all these areas are highlighted at this full moon. The sun is your ruling planet. So perhaps you've been feeling left out or you've been spending a lot of time within a group and you've lost your identity. This is the time that you're going to decide it's time for you. It's time for you to feel some joy and happiness. The sun is conjunct the descendant along with 4 other planets. So perhaps there's been a lot of things going on with your partner and the attention has been on your partner. If there's a love triangle going on, this is the time that this love triangle is going to be revealed and it will have to be dealt with. There is a huge potential for drama because you're going to be irritated from the square coming from Mars and your partner is also going to be very irritated and annoyed at this time. And you're all going to think you're right. If these issues have been going on for a while, this might be the time for you to walk away from this relationship. Some may actually have an ending in a marriage or a partnership at this. Leo, you've spent enough time worrying about your partner. It's time to take care of your inner needs. It's time to find out what makes you happy, what brings you joy. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, it's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, it's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. Virgo ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 12th house. This is where you're going to have some endings and culminations. This is also the area of a potential big drama. The 12th house is a hidden house. It's an isolated house. This is where we go to hide away from everybody else. This is where we do things behind closed doors. With a full moon in the 12th house, the full moon is going to highlight everything that's hidden. If you didn't watch part 1 of this full moon discussion, I suggest you go to the previous video. There's a lot of information there and you'll be able to place those aspects into your own natal birth chart. That way you will understand how it will affect you personally. If you had a hidden enemy working against you behind your back, this is the time that they're going to be revealed. You're going to discover what it is exactly they were trying to do. The 12th house rules over things like self-sabotaging habits, hospitals, prisons, or anywhere else that we're isolated. If you have self-sabotaging habits like drinking or drugs, this is the time that situations are going to be brought up. Perhaps you're going to have some trouble or problems concerning these issues, and you're going to decide it's time for you to get help. This might actually be the time that people decide to quit some self-sabotaging habits. It's a perfect time. They will be highlighted and you will be shown your weaknesses. The sun rules the sign of Leo. This is the area where you've been screaming for attention. This is the area where you want some love and joy. Venus is conjunct Pluto in the sign of Capricorn, which is your 5th house. This conjunction is going to highlight some issues of jealousy, manipulation, and possessiveness. This is a relationship house. So if there's been anything going on behind the scenes, perhaps you've been cheating on your partner, there's a love triangle going on. This lunation is going to reveal whatever has been going on behind the scenes in a relationship. As you can see, the 12th house is the hidden area, and that's where the full moon is. And usually love affairs, secret love affairs, are usually done in the 12th house because it's also the house of pleasure. When we connect deeply with another person, we do it behind closed doors. So there is a huge potential for some type of relationship drama going on here. For some people, if you've been working on a creative project with a romantic partner, perhaps you're going to decide to start a business in a foreign land. The 12th house also rules distant lands. Mercury, your ruling planet, is going to go retrograde just 2 days after this full moon. Mercury is at 26 degrees of Aquarius, so he's not directly aspecting anything at this lunation. However, if you're being pressured to make any important decisions, this is not the time for you to make these decisions. Wait for your ruling planet to start moving forward, then you can make these decisions much more confidently. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. Libra rising, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 11th house. This is the area where you're going to have endings and culminations. This is the area also that has a huge potential for some type of drama. If you didn't watch part 1 of this full moon discussion, I suggest you go to the previous video. There's a lot of information there and you'll be able to place those aspects into your own natal birth chart. That way you will understand how it will affect you personally. The 11th house rules over our elder siblings, our uncles, our friends, the groups that we belong to. So this is the area that's being highlighted. If you've had any ongoing issues with a friend, an uncle, or within a group, this is the time that you're going to discover whatever has been going on behind closed doors. Perhaps some of your friends did not let you in on all the information that you needed in order for you to proceed successfully on a project. If there were any lies or deceptions, they will be uncovered and they will cause a lot of conflicts, fights and drama, and perhaps there will be a physical altercation between you and a friend. The sun rules Leo, your 11th house. This is the area where you shine naturally and effortlessly, and perhaps you haven't been feeling the love and affection in this area for a while. This is the area that's screaming for attention. Venus, your ruling planet, is conjunct Pluto in the 4th house. This is the area where you're going to have some type of issues this is the area where you're going to have issues with jealousy, possessiveness, and some type of manipulation with your family or your mother. If you've had ongoing issues in this area, they're going to come to a head. It might be time for you to address these conflicts and possibly end them once and for all. Pluto in the 4th house is known to bring up a lot of issues from the past. You could have intense arguments in your home. Issues about your family history or your ancestry could be brought up at this time. If there were any secrets regarding your ancestry, they will be revealed at this time. If you were adopted and you were looking for your biological parents, this is the time that you may find them. And if you've been having a desire to move homes, this is also the time that you're going to decide to finally make this move. Others who have had elderly parents that have been ill for a while, this is also the time that they may come to a natural end. Venus is going to make you very passionate about what you love, what's in your heart, what you want to accomplish for your family or your home. And if there's anything that you've been harboring deep in your emotions, it's going to come up at this time. Pluto always brings whatever is hidden to the surface. So you may have to deal with a lot of feelings about obsession, jealousy, and manipulation. If you have any compulsive behaviors that will resurface at this time, this lunation is giving you an opportunity to deal with these hidden issues. It might be time for you to seek some type of healing, perhaps through counseling or medication. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. Scorpio ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 10th house. This is the area where you're going to have some endings and culminations and a huge potential for some type of drama. The 10th house is an angle house. This is also known as the MC, the midheaven. This is a public area. It rules over our authority figures, the government, our bosses, and how we're seen in society, as in what do you do for work. If you didn't watch part 1 of this full moon discussion, I suggest you go to the previous video. There's a lot of information there, and you'll be able to place those aspects into your own natal birth chart. That way you will understand how it will affect you personally. Scorpio is a fixed sign. At this lunation, this is the only sign that doesn't have a planet. This is the only fixed sign that doesn't have a planet transiting. The T-square involves the other fixed signs, that is Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius. All these are angle houses. So this means that you're going to feel this lunation very intensely. All your angles are highlighted at this time. If you've had some ongoing issues at your workplace with a boss or an authority figure, or perhaps with the government, this is the time that things are going to come to a head. Some Scorpios will decide to quit their job at this lunation. If perhaps your boss has been unhappy with your work performance, this is the time that you may be let go. It's possible that you may have been feeling underappreciated at your job, or perhaps you've been passed on for a promotion a few times. You are going to be frustrated and you're most likely going to quit your job at this time. Anything that's been going on behind the scenes is going to be revealed, and there will be conflicts in this area. Your other ruling planet Mars is conjunct Uranus, and they're transiting the sign of Taurus, which is your descendant. This is your marriage and relationship area. Mars, your ruling planet, is square both luminaries. So this means that there's a lot of agitation and anger coming from your partner. Your partner is probably acting in a very unusual and radical way, and they're very aggressive at this time. So you're definitely feeling the heat from all angles. Issues from your work area may come and affect your relationship area. Perhaps there's some things that your spouse or your partner doesn't like or appreciate that have been going on in your work area. Let's not forget the pileup of planets in your home area in the sign of Aquarius. The Sun, Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn are all transiting your home area. Some of you may have ongoing issues in your home area that may be affecting your marriage or your ability to perform at work. Your modern ruling planet Pluto is conjunct Venus, the planet that rules your descendant, in the sign of Capricorn, which is your 3rd house. So some of you are communicating in a very passionate manner at this time. If you have issues with manipulation or compulsive behavior, these issues are going to be highlighted at this time. If your compulsive behaviors are bringing problems in your relationships with others, perhaps with your siblings or your neighbors, or anything to do with your immediate environment, it might be time for you to address these issues. It's time for you to get help. Since feelings are highlighted in the 4th house and there's tension, and your work area is also suffering, you're feeling underappreciated, or you've got ongoing issues with your boss, and there's issues going on with your partner. I can't exactly pick out what's really happening, only you know. But things are going to come to a head, If there's a love triangle going on, you're going to be discovered at this time. It might bring arguments and conflicts, which could perhaps lead to physical altercations. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. Sagittarius ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 9th house. This is the area where you're going to have some endings and culminations and a huge potential for drama. If you didn't watch part 1 of this full moon discussion, I suggest you go to the previous video. There's a lot of information there and you'll be able to place those aspects into your own natal birth chart. That way you will understand how it will affect you personally. Legal issues in a foreign country, this is the time that they're going to come to an end. If you're filing paperwork for a visa or citizenship, this is the time that you're going to conclude this process. Perhaps you'll get your visa, citizenship, or your green card. Some of you may have had some ongoing legal issues which have become much more complicated at this time and need further attention. This might be the time for you to hire a lawyer. And for others, this might be when your legal issues come to an end. The 9th house also rules over our belief system and our higher ideals. If you had been believing in something, following someone blindly, this possibly could be the time that there will be tension in this relationship, either with a religious leader, a professor, or some other type of guru or teacher. There might be some conflicts or arguments in this area, and this relationship might come to an end. Venus and Pluto are conjunct in Capricorn, which is your 2nd house. The 2nd house rules over money and other things we love and value. That could be family. Perhaps you've had ongoing legal issues within your family. You're going to get very passionate and possessive or obsessive. Pluto tends to dig up whatever was hidden. So if there was any hidden issues going on with how you make your money, these issues are going to resurface. The 2nd house is the money house. It's ruled by Venus. Venus transiting there could bring you some type of financial windfall. There is a possibility for you to find a new way of earning a living. This could bring stability and transformation in your life. The sun rules the sign of Leo. This is the area where you shine naturally, and this is the area that's screaming for attention. Your ruling planet Jupiter is conjunct the sun in Aquarius and is opposite the moon. So you have a lot of say at this lunation. You have some control. It actually might be you who's bailing people out of trouble at this time. And if you're a lawyer, it's very likely that people will be coming to you for help. This could be the way that Venus and Pluto are bringing extra money into your pocket. Your ruling planet loves to be conjunct the sun. This is going to bring a lot of shine and charm to your personality. So don't be surprised if you're attracting a lot of people or the opposite sex or the same sex at this time, whichever your choice is. This lunation is going to be quite positive for you, Sagittarius. Your ruling planet is a big part of this lunation and is sextile your ascendant. And the full moon is also trine your ascendant. There are a lot of positive aspects going on for you at this lunation. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. Capricorn ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 8th house. This is the area where you're going to have some culminations and endings and a huge potential for some drama. If you didn't watch part 1 of this full moon discussion, I suggest you go to the previous video. There's a lot of information there and you'll be able to place those aspects into your own natal birth chart. That way you will understand how it will affect you personally. The 8th house is the place where we keep our secrets. The 8th house rules over our secrets. It rules over banks, taxes, other people's money, intimate relationships. Anything that's hidden is found in the 8th house. Since the full moon is highlighting this area, it's going to bring out whatever is hidden. If you've been involved in a love triangle, this lunation is going to highlight this area and it's going to bring out that hidden relationship into the open. This might cause a lot of conflict, quarrels, and drama. There's also a huge potential for physical altercations. The police may have to be called. So try and resolve this issue in a peaceful manner if possible. You've been harboring secrets about other people's money. Perhaps you've been doing something shady. This is the time that everything is going to be discovered. So perhaps you might have some problems with banks, mortgages, or anything to do with whoever it is that you owe money to. It's also very likely that bills from the past resurface at this time and become due. If you haven't paid your taxes, this might also be the time that the tax collector knocks on your door, the IRS. So just keep in mind that anything that you've been hiding, anything that you didn't want anyone to know, is going to be uncovered at this time. For others who have been wanting to end a committed relationship, perhaps dissolve a partnership, a marriage, or some other type of business agreement, this is the time that you can conclude this business. Things could come to a natural end at this time. Venus and Pluto are conjunct in Capricorn, which is your ascendant. This could make you quite attractive and magnetic to others at this time. So if you're single and you're looking to start a relationship, this could be the perfect time for you to go out on a date. Just keep in mind that a relationship started now is going to carry the energy of this full moon. This relationship could be filled with jealousy, manipulation, possessiveness, and perhaps some type of physical abuse. The sun rules the sign of Leo. This is the area where you shine naturally, and this is the area where you're feeling lack of attention and you want some joy, and you want some love and joy. Perhaps you're experiencing lack of intimacy in your committed relationships, or perhaps you've been struggling financially because your partner has lost a means of income and therefore you've been stuck paying the bills. Saturn, your ruling planet, is transiting his other home sign, Aquarius. He's part of a huge stellium, the Sun, Mercury, Jupiter. So this means there's a lot going on in your second house. But it seems that you have control because this is your ruling planet after all. Your ruling planet is very, very powerful at this time. Over the past few months, there's been a huge focus on your job or perhaps a way of making money. For others, it could have been issues concerning your family. Others could have lost a job or a way of earning money. Saturn tends to restrict the areas that it transits. So you're dealing with issues of self-esteem and self-value. These are issues that are going to be highlighted for a while. Just remember that you're in a position of power, you're in charge, and you can make decisions according to what's important to you. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. Aquarius, ascendant, sun, or moon. This lunation is happening in your 7th house. This is the area where you're going to have some endings and culminations and a huge potential for drama. The 7th house is an angle house. It's called the descendant. This rules over relationships. This rules over marriage, committed relationships, partnerships, and business. It also rules our known enemies. If you didn't watch part 1 of this full moon discussion, I suggest you go to the previous video. There's a lot of information there and you'll be able to place those aspects into your own natal birth chart. That way you will understand how it will affect you personally. This full moon has a T-square aspect in the fixed signs. Aquarius, you are one of the fixed signs and you're hosting the Sun, Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn. So you are a big part of this lunation. The other planets are in Taurus and Leo. Leo is hosting the moon, and Mars and Uranus are in Taurus. So all the angles in your chart are highlighted. You're definitely going to feel this lunation on a very deep and personal level. Perhaps some of you have had ongoing issues in your relationship. This is the time that whatever has been hidden is going to come up to the surface for you to deal with. There could be conflicts, fights, or perhaps even a physical altercation for some of you. If there's been a love triangle going on, it will be exposed at this time, and your lover or your partner could become an open enemy, because of course they're going to be upset with you cheating on them, and they're going to confront you about this. And the confrontation, for some of you, the confrontation could be, for some of you, the confrontation could come in a form of a divorce or a break in a legal partnership. The sun rules Leo, which rules your 7th house. This is where you shine naturally. You shine naturally with others at partnerships, marriage, and committed relationships. Unfortunately, this is the area that's screaming out for attention. This is the area that's been neglected. Perhaps you've been focused on Perhaps you've been focused on your own personal desires. This could be the reason why you have problems in your partnership area. Venus and Pluto are conjunct in Capricorn, which is your 12th house. The 12th house is a hidden place. This is where we do things behind closed doors. It's also the area where we retreat from others. It's an isolation area. It rules prisons, hospitals, and any other place that is hidden, or isolated. It also rules over our self-sabotaging habits and our hidden enemies. Perhaps you had some ongoing hidden issues in this area, or perhaps you've discovered who your hidden enemy is, because Pluto tends to bring up whatever issues are hidden. And if the hidden enemy is yourself, if you've been self-sabotaging or anything like that through drugs and alcohol, these issues are going to be brought up to the surface. It will be time for you to get treatment, either through some type of therapy or medication. If you've had any illegal issues going on, they will surface at this time. Some of you might unfortunately have to go into one of those hidden places, the prison or the hospital. If you've been cheating on your partner, you're also going to be discovered at this time. This might be the source of your conflict in your relationship house, because everything that's hidden is usually carried out in the 12th house. Uranus is your modern ruling planet. He is currently transiting the sign of Taurus and is conjunct Mars. He is in your 4th house. Uranus wants radical change in your 4th house. Some of you may be moving place to place. When Uranus transits your 4th house, it has a tendency of making you move from home to home for about 7 years until it leaves the 4th house. Since it's conjunct Mars at this time, which is also square the luminaries, it will bring a lot of tension in the home area. There could be some unexpected fights that result in actual physical confrontation, that result in actual physical altercations where the police are called and somebody has to move right away. So just be prepared for anything in this area. So perhaps you've already moved a couple of times and you're already used to this radical type of change. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, It's right below this video, the red button. It's not a commitment. Pisces ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 6th house. This is the area where you will have culminations and endings, and perhaps a potential for some drama. If you didn't watch part 1 of this full moon discussion, I suggest you go to the previous video. There's a lot of information there, and you'll be able to place those aspects into your own natal birth chart. That way you will understand how it will affect you personally. If you've had ongoing conflicts at your job, perhaps with another co-worker or with your boss, this is the time that these issues are going to come to a head, and perhaps they will result in some type of conflict or even physical altercation. If you're involved in some type of lawsuit, this lunation will bring this to a conclusion. Some of you could have been undergoing medical treatment for a chronic illness. This could be the time that this treatment is going to end. If you change your daily routine in some way, either through exercise or diet, this could be the time that you see the results of your hard work. If you're an employer who's had issues with an employee, this lunation could highlight all these problems. Your employee may quit, or you may have to let go of this employee. Some of you could have had bad habits like drinking, smoking, drugs, or you were eating junk food and not working out at all. This lunation could make you realize just how dangerous this is for your health. You may decide to quit a bad habit at this time and make a fresh start. Venus and Pluto are currently conjunct, transiting the sign of Capricorn, which is your 11th house. They are forming a sextile to your ruling planet, Neptune, which is currently transiting your sign. This is a very supportive aspect. The 11th house is the house of our hopes, dreams, wishes, and it's also the house of gains. This is the house that rewards the work that we do in the 10th house. Perhaps you've been working very hard at your job. This is the time that Venus and Pluto are going to give you massive gains. Some of you may experience a windfall or some type of accomplishment. Venus rules what we love and value. We all love and value money. And it's sextile your ruling planet Neptune, who's in your sign. This is also very, very supportive. You have a say at this lunation. You can definitely make big changes within the groups that you belong to or with a friendship. You could be very passionate or obsessed with a friend and may decide to start a relationship with a friend at this time. Just remember that when you start a relationship with this energy, it will carry the energy of jealousy, possessiveness, and perhaps some type of manipulation. Pisces has enough positive aspects at this lunation, so perhaps this relationship could just be very sexual and deeply passionate, and maybe that's exactly what you need. The 6th house rules our daily habits, health, and diet. The 11th house is the house of the clubs that we belong to and our friendships. So perhaps it's a time for you to change your daily routine. Join a club with a friend and start working out with a friend. Something could develop. The sun rules the sign of Leo. This is the area where you shine naturally. You haven't been experiencing joy and fun in this area, so this is the area that needs your attention at this lunation. Jupiter, your other ruling planet, is conjunct the sun at this time, and it's also opposing the moon. It's going to enhance these aspects by making you feel very joyful and exuberant. It could also make you very attractive to others. Everything at this lunation is going to be enhanced by your planet. You could be the one who's actually bringing some type of joy to others, or you could be the one that's making other people very emotional. There are quite a few positive aspects at this lunation, aspecting your ascendant or whatever planets you have in your earth sign of Capricorn and Taurus. They're making sextiles to these points. This is very supportive.